Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Donna and Cheryl with you. Donna and Cheryl in the house, keeping it real, people. Real, real, real. It is real. It's very real. Right. So we're late. Apologies. We don't do tardiness, as you know. However, Cheryl's internet not playing ball. And because Cheryl was on without me the other day, we really want to try and come on together. So we've kicked the internet god's ass and have managed to show up, albeit that Cheryl's on her phone.
I mean, look, is Mercury in retrograde or whatever the hell we say? Mercury in retrograde. Anyway, it doesn't matter. All is well. All is well. We are here, live in the house.
Here we are.
Exactly.
So if you're here with us, say hello, drop your name in comments. Just let us know who is keeping us company today. It's a beautiful sunny day in the northeast of England, which it's been raining like solidly pretty much for the last 2 days. So it's nice to have some sunshine. So Cheryl and I have had a busy morning so far, and we're just getting excited because this time next week, we'll be even more excited because Wealth Without the Hustle is happening next Thursday night. We're so excited.
Wealth Without the Hustle. That's like the sign, Wealth Without the Hustle, W. Wealth
Without
the Hustle. I've just made it up there and then.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in here in case I forget later. Come off the call and I forget. Now, first things first is I want to know from you, if you come, I know you already signed up to Wealth Without the Hustle because it's a free masterclass that would cost you thousands if we were in a company asking us to come and deliver it. But for you, our community, this time it is free. And it's a bit of a story. Wealth Without the Hustle is a bit of a story because we are in our 4th year now of business. 4th year, which is insane. And over that time, we've learned a lot to get to $750,000 of turnover so far. And a lot of what we learned the first year, especially, we'll be honest, we learned the hard way. We learned the hard way. We were in hustle mode. And still today, sometimes we get in hustle mode. It's normal. Like sometimes it's going to happen. We're all human. But what we know is that it's not a sustainable mode to be in. Like it doesn't feel good. So in this amazing hour that we're going to be with you, 75 minutes next week, we are going to be telling you all about like our key strategies on how to get in the wealth zone without living in the hustle zone, which doesn't feel good. And today we wanted to ask you, like, what does wealth mean to you? What is wealth? Is it, when we say wealth, what comes up for you? What does it mean for you, Cheryl? Can you hear me? Cheryl, are you with us? I don't know if Cheryl can hear. So yeah, if you're in comments, if you could tell us what wealth means for you.
Sorry, honestly, I can't. It's just, all I can hear is just robot noises. Even I'm on 4G and it's just, I don't know if it's your internet or mine. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh. So yeah. So what does wealth mean for you guys?
Can you see it?
Yes, we can see you. We can hear you. It's just that you're not answering when I'm speaking. So we'll just talk to the guys while you do.
I'm gonna have to just come out.
Yeah, abundance. So Deborah is saying abundance in joy, love, and money. And it is, and it's okay for us to love money and to want to be wealthy in a financial state. And we talk about this a lot. Like there are some, a lot of people are still uncomfortable talking about wealth and money, especially as women. We have this hang up about it. We have this guilt about it. In the UK, we're chronically hung up about it. And it's okay to want to be wealthy financially. It's okay to want to be wealthy in love. It's okay to want to be wealthy in health or joy. Like it's whatever it means to you. Mimi's just saying freedom with my time to help other people. That is wealth for you. And I love that, Mimi. Like freedom with my time to help others. I love that. I love it. And health, Deborah's saying as well. And that's so important, isn't it? Because if you have a lot of time and a lot of money in the bank, but you haven't got your health to enjoy it, it's not the same. If you have really good health, but you've got no money in the bank and you want to go and travel and have nice experiences with your family, it's, you're going to struggle there too. So abundance and wealth for us is about really having it in all of those areas of your life. Internet's playing up. Well, for me, it means health, happiness, freedom, choice, relationships, and lots of money. Oh, who is that? Is that you, Cheryl? I don't know if that's you. Um, that's amazing. I love it. And the other thing is, well, like touching on wealth, like we were just saying, we don't always feel really comfortable speaking about it. Sometimes we can feel very awkward, very guilty. We are ashamed of success. We see this with a lot of women. We don't like to brag about it. That's what we say. We don't like to brag about it. And we sometimes feel that if we're going to be successful, it's almost like it's taking that piece of the pie off somebody else who might need it more than us. And that's not how the universe works. Like the universe wants you to be successful. It's not a limited pie. Like there is pie for everybody. So you being wealthy and abundant and joyous and happy and fulfilled doesn't mean that that's less abundance and happiness and joy and fulfillment that you're taking off the plate of somebody else. So is that ever, like, for you guys, if you're watching or on playback, is it on replay? Is it like guilt something that you've ever experienced when it comes to thinking about wealth and success? Like, has guilt ever played a part in it? I know for me, for sure, a lot of my beliefs, I talked about this a few weeks ago when we were telling everybody about Lisa's program, One to Many. Growing up, there was definitely real stigma about being wealthy. I was from a working class background, of shipbuilders and people who worked very hard, very long hours. When I was born, my dad had about 3 jobs, worked really hard to keep us. And, wealthy people were kind of sneered at. Wealthy people were sneered at. It was a thing of like, oh God, God, he's got money. How she got money? I bet they did something dodgy. Or I bet, well, they've got all that money, but I bet they're not happy. There was a real, it was like a jealous undercurrent, like this undertone that was always bubbling when we spoke about people who had money. And I always remember once this girl in school being taken out of school because her mum and dad had like a surprise holiday for her, in the times when you could take your children out of school without being fined, had this surprise holiday for her. And I was only maybe 14 or something. And it was like this, oh my God, like she's being taken out of school on a holiday. Like I'd never been on a plane at that point. I remember thinking like it was her 3rd. And I remember thinking like, I want to be able to do that for my family, like have these lovely experiences. But I remember like some of the classmates really sneering and jeering and be like, oh God, like, who does she think she is? And all that kind of vibe. And I didn't feel that. I just thought, oh, like, that's so amazing. Imagine that, going on like 3 holidays a year on an aeroplane and just being whipped out of school. Like it was so, and the teachers you could see were really excited for her, telling her she was called in, telling her that she was actually going to be going away that day. It was amazing. But people really were like, ugh, like who the hell does she think she is? We have to be stuck in school and she gets to go. And they really acted really unkind about it. And I just thought that was, and I remember then like thinking that was fascinating that people had that reaction. For me, it was just, I want that. Like I want to create that for my family. So a bit like what Mimi was saying about like wealth creates the freedom to have the choices to do the things that you want to do. Like I don't want to just stockpile gold in a bank. I want to be able to create a life for me and my family that means that we can have the things and experiences that we want to have and be healthy and be joyful and do all those other things too. Right. So Diane, hi Diane. Yeah, it's like we aren't good enough. Just like people like me didn't go to university. Exactly. And Cheryl didn't go to university, and she had one of those, she had a bit of a hang up about it for quite a while. And eventually she did go back and do her degree when she was working full time. But it's this, we have this, we stigmatize it, don't we? Cheryl's just saying, think you're big headed or arrogant or stuck up if wealthy. Yeah, 100%. Wealth gives us the opportunity to help others. And this is one of the big things for me and Cheryl. We, when our business is in such a position that we don't work full time in our business, which we still work full time in our business, for us, one of the parts of the vision is to have a foundation and to do a lot more work pro bono, so that we can do more of that. We already do quite a lot of pro bono work, but to do it in a more formalized way, because the business will be such that it allows us to step back and do more projects like that with charities, which is a really big part for us. Oh, it was Cheryl. Hi, Brooke. Sorry, I've missed some comments. I'm just going back up. That's brilliant. I'm learning through you. There's enough to go around. Yes. Endless universal pie. I always want you to remember, write this down. There is endless universal pie, and me having does not take away. But you know, part of that was because, I mean, who else grew up with the nana, the gran, or the whoever, like telling them that they had to eat their meal because there were starving children in Africa? Like, and I regurgitated that to my son when he was about 2 or 3. I was like, you know, sweetie, there are starving children if you leave this meal. And he picked it up and he said, then mummy, take this one to them. But it's that moment when you catch yourself, who else has done this? Just regurgitating the stories and the beliefs that you were given, in like to use as threats to your children to do something. Like, it's really quite dangerous. But until I heard it back, I was like, well, why should my 3-year-old be worried that there are starving children in the world? Like, just let him eat his meal or not eat his meal. Like, that shouldn't really be a consequence. I want him to be in gratitude for what he has, but kind of making him feel crap about it isn't changing the situation, which was a really important lesson for me. Yes, I was told that it didn't happen for women. And I've shared this story before, Deborah, like of my nan saying to me, you know, marry a wealthy man, marry a wealthy man, Donna, with a nice car. And I remember saying, I'll make my own money and I'll have my own car. And that to this day is very important to me. Like, I have my own car and I have my own house. It's important. Yes, had to finish the plate even if it was full or you didn't like it. Yeah, you didn't get to, you know, because it was all those starving children and it was just, you know, it was bad. Yes, absolutely. And you finished your B.Ons, Diane. That is amazing with a first. That is incredible. I did not get a first for mine. I was lucky to pass mine and spend most of it in bars, meeting boys and drinking. Yes, Cheryl got her degree when she was 37 to prove to yourself. And would you do it again, Cheryl, out of interest, knowing what you know now? Would you go back and do that again? And Cheryl's just saying, like, money is energy. So money isn't good or bad. It's your use of it or your beliefs of it that make it so. So it's just about you understanding that money flows. Like, it isn't your money or my money or Cheryl's money. It's always moving. Like, it's always moving. Yeah. And it's just an energetic exchange of something. And we'll be talking much more about this in the free masterclass Wealth Without the Hustle next week, because we want you, you know, when people say you can't have it all, like, I think it's bullshit. You can, but you have to decide what all looks like for you. So what does all look like for you? For me, all looks like I get to work really, really hard. Like, Cheryl and I do work hard in our business and on our business and for our business because we want to serve you powerfully. But it also means, like, I get to finish work most days of the week and pick up my son. I get to take him into school. I get to go and watch him play football on Saturday mornings. There's things that I do that are important to me that make me feel like I have it all and that I'm constantly moving. So Cheryl and I want to spend more time on our health and doing more fun experiences together over the rest of this year. So we'll create space to do that. So it's about getting clear, like, what does that look like for you? Hey, Tanya, that's amazing. I think that's what I got. I don't know, 2-1 or 2-2. I don't know. I didn't really care. I was just glad it was over, to be really honest. Did not enjoy getting the degree. No, wouldn't do it again. That's amazing. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. So yes, we want you to think about between now and the masterclass happening, like, what wealth means to you. Like, what does having it all mean to you? And where in your life are you in hustle mode? How is that showing up? How are you kind of powering through, feeling like if you just do more, like, you're going to get more? And what we want to really show you in the masterclass is it's not about the doing more. It's so much about your beliefs and your state of being and how you're showing up that creates the wealth, rather than just the like, just got to get it done. Seriously, Donna, you and Cheryl talk such sense. My husband would disagree, Mimi, but I'm going to take your word for it. What you were saying reinforces what I've heard and read and know to be my truth too. Yes. And I love it when sometimes you hear something from someone, or you read it, or you see it played out, or hear it in a podcast. And it's like, you've heard it before, but at the moment in time that you're in, you're ready to really receive the message. And I think that's the big difference. I think you're in such a place now where it's all coming together for you, and it's all starting to drop in on what that means to you and your life and your choices, because we always have choices. Can't wait for the class. Thank you. I can't wait either. Well, what we'd love to do though is we want more people, like the more people that come to hear about how you create a wealth mindset, a wealth consciousness, how you create momentum in your business, in your life, by doing that in a way that doesn't create guilt, how you create your confidence around those decisions and those beliefs and those actions. Like, this is a pretty full-on masterclass that we're going to be sharing with you. It's very comprehensive. We pack a lot in, and it's very from the hip, this one. Like, we really want to tell you it as it is, to help you get clarity, to help you get focused, to help you build confidence, and to help you build wealth, whatever that means to you. So we would love for you, if you're watching this or on replay, either forward this whole thing or copy and paste. You know, the more people see this and we have this discussion, the better, as far as we're concerned. Or copy the link, send it out, share it with your network. This is a call for women to come and let's talk about getting out of this get shit done mode, getting out of just like being on the hamster wheel of hustle, to building a life where we are with grace, we are with ease, we are in an alignment with just our joy, and we're creating life, the life that we want, not just tweaking the life that we have, but we start consciously creating the life that we want, and that life will include wealth to give us freedom. So please, I would love for you to share that. You're personally inviting people to, but men too. Yeah, absolutely. We want men to come too. It's 100%. I think it's our belief around what we feel we are worthy of. The other thing is, wealth always feels limited, being a single mom, and I'm afraid I wouldn't know what to do with it. That's so interesting. My idea of wealth is probably very different to others, so it's hard to believe I can have more than my terraced house and my second-hand car paid for. Thank you so much for being so honest. And this is the thing. This is a biggie. We're going to be talking about it next week, but we don't want you, like, you are a creative expression, like you are the creator of your world. But sometimes we feel the victim of the circumstances in it. And working with mind and the power of mind and the power of belief is all about believing something before you've seen it, because it starts in your mind, Diane. So I totally hear what you're saying. I really want you. I'm hoping you're already registered for the masterclass, because it's about getting you. You know, when I was, how many years ago now? Gosh, a lot, 17 years ago, you know, having to move out this house, having to rent it out, you know, divorced, on the point of bankruptcy, not knowing, you know, having to move back in with my parents. I hadn't lived with my parents since I was 18, thinking, like, you know, what next? If I'd stayed in that space of thinking I'm going to have this debt forever, I had a huge amount of debt to pay off from my divorce. I would have just stayed there. But I got myself in a headspace of, what do I want my life to look like? What do I want it to feel like? What's it going to be like when? And then the same again when we set up a business. We didn't know how to have a business. We didn't have one client, but we set it up first in our mind and created it, and you work from that space. And this is such an important point for you to learn, guys. Such an important point. So make sure you come along. We want to teach you so much more about this. Every person we impact has a ripple effect, released another 125 people. Oh, thank you so much, Tanya. We love you so much. Honestly, we love having you in our movement. Yeah, single mom, terrace house with a car that's handed down from my parents. Yeah. So we are the creators. You are limitless. Diane, Tanya, Deborah, me, like, you are limitless. But the limits that we're living in are because of the confines of the belief system that we feel is real in that moment. Let's blow the bloody doors off this. Let's blow the doors. Yes, exactly. And that's where, because if you look at the vision board, Diane's saying, I've got the vision board, but it's tough to believe it can be reality. And that's the disconnect. If you're looking at something, thinking it's far away or you can't have it, actually your vibration is of not having rather than having. So I'm so glad you're coming next week. It's going to absolutely blow your mind. It will blow your mind, I promise you. Okay, miracles happen when you start to believe things. So I'm going to leave you, because this was a long one. Didn't mean for it to be. Clearly, I don't need Cheryl to talk the hind legs off a donkey. Sorry for the tech issue, guys. Thank you for bearing with us. Forward it. Share it around like love and confetti. And we will see you all. Me and Cheryl will be popping up live over the next few days. And make sure it's in your diary. 8 p.m. next Thursday night, the 15th. Let's do it. I'm excited. Love you all. Have an amazing day.